There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the mic with Mike. We are the premier business radio program. I'm your host, Mike King. I appreciate you being here with us. So this is part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1 every day from 5 to 7, The Choice 105.3 every day from 2 to 3, as well as International Business Growth Radio. What we do is we showcase RVA in a different way, and we talk to game changers about how business helps society be better. We are coming to you, this is the Bryant and Stratton Hour. We're coming to you from the Tech Exchange today. And the reason is, one of the things that Bryant and Stratton, besides the nursing programs and business administration, those programs, they have a really cool esports lab. And we've been there before. So they're like, hey, come on over here, Tech Exchange. And I always say, welcome to the program, ma'am. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, my name is Holly Wright, and I am the manager here at the Tech Exchange. I've been here for a while. The store has been here since the end of 2013, and we buy, sell, and trade used techs and primarily video games.
Let me ask you, so video games, we just had a conversation. You can't pigeonhole video player gamers. They all don't look the same.
Yeah.
You get some shockers who come in.
It's all across the board. I had one time, one of my favorite trade-ins was this old lady. She had to have been in her 70s or 80s, and she came in with all of the heavy hitter RPGs for Super Nintendo, complete in their original boxes, like Earthbound, Final Fantasy, everything. It was awesome. And she had all of her little codes written down too. So we get players like that. We
can't stereotype.
Not at all.
Not at all. Alrighty, so you're a business here. What have you guys learned, and what did the pandemic look like from the retail gaming standpoint for you guys?
So the pandemic was interesting for us. We did close for a few months, and that kind of changed everything. We had to re-inventory stuff because we noticed everyone decided to get real nostalgic during the pandemic.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, so collecting went up in value. So a lot of game values went up during that time because everyone was at home and wanted to entertain themselves. And then we reopened for after we were closed for a few months, and right before we actually got looted too, which was a little bit of a deterrent as well. But we bounced back from that just fine.
Okay, so what are some of the hot things that people are using and playing right now?
So for us, I know in the world everyone's talking about PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles.
I know.
Which are still very, very popular for us too, but since we're a used store and everything, we're a little bit behind, so we're not getting those in as regularly. So I definitely have noticed with being so close to a college campus, all those kids are trying to get the stuff they played when they were young, which right now is the Wii console, which is quite interesting.
I hadn't thought about Wii. Wii came, was that a really big hit?
It was, because it was super accessible for all types of age ranges with all the different motion controls and everything. And when you think about the kids who are in college right now, they would have been 8 or 9 and 7 when the Wii came out.
And now they want to recreate that.
Yep.
What's the coolest part? So, what game system was the first one that you had?
The first console I had was the NES, and then the first thing I ever spent my own money on was my original Game Boy, which was a very, very big moment in my gaming
What
life.
was your game for Game Boy? Your game, hands down.
Any of the Pokemon, and then Link's Awakening.
Okay. Pokemon, I got you.
Yeah.
Link's Awakening.
Yeah, that's one of the Legend of Zelda games.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Girls are gamers too. We ain't discriminating.
Man. Yeah.
And that's one of the cool parts about that we want to explore with Bryant and Stratton. Let's talk about girls in gaming and and some of the differences, or I guess some of the misconceptions that they have about that.
So I've certainly experienced in my world of being a female in gaming is a lot of dudes are feeling a little bit challenged by that. And they're
Shocking.
Yeah, right?
I can't believe that.
So I've noticed here a lot of times I'll greet people, and sometimes people will walk right past me and go to one of my male coworkers.
And so we've talked about challenging your street cred. That it does happen.
It absolutely does.
Okay, let me ask you this. So when the street cred has been challenged and you know you got them, what's the look on the face then?
Oh, on their face?
Yeah.
You see the color drain just slightly, tail between the legs.
Okay, can you help me now? Yes.
Yeah, maybe they stopped making eye contact if they even were in the first place,
They came in feeling a certain way.
Yeah.
And then they realized, maybe I shouldn't have barked up that tree. Alrighty, so what are some of the cool things that you guys gonna have going on right now? Any specials? Anything that you want?
So right now we're running a sale on Wii consoles. Normally they're $100. Right now they're all $50. All 20% off the games and the accessories. But pretty much everything in here is a little bit of a deal for the most part. We've got like so many consoles ranging from Atari all the way up to PS4 and Xbox One right now. Yeah, it's so many things.
On the Mike here at the Tech Exchange, and how can people find you out there?
You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. It's Tech Exchange RVA. And we do actually have another store location in Roanoke, Virginia, but for the handles for this one, it's Tech Exchange RVA.
What are some of the new cool things that are coming out as far as games? All right, so there's the new games that are out. What are some of the things in the used area that you're starting to see picking up steam and getting to be more and more popular?
So I am seeing more of the like PS5 games roll through, which is pretty sweet. And I mean, we're seeing surprising stuff literally every day. We're averaging at least like 25 people coming in every day to sell stuff. So in one day, I might see like cell phones from the last 10 years. I might see like Ataris and NES consoles, or I might see like high-end gaming laptops, which is cool. We do a lot of other tech here too. So I've got like mirrorless cameras, DSLR cameras.
Hold on a second. What's a mirrorless camera?
It's a new. It's like a new type of technology in the camera world.
Okay, so you guys are not just games.
Not just games.
Okay, well let's talk
cell
about
phones,
that. All right.
Tablets, monitors, which we saw a lot of activity in during the pandemic because everyone was working from home too. But yeah, we buy all types of stuff, sell all types of stuff, and buy broken items too, which makes our store unique.
And so when you get the broken items, what do? Fix them if you can? Or?
Yeah, if we can fix them, we'll fix them if it's worth our time. Other times, we'll just kind of middleman it and sell it on eBay. So half of our business is on eBay as well.
Any type of community efforts you want to talk about that you guys do?
We have donated to different charities in the past. We have some stuff that we're kind of like in the works on right now that I'm not totally going to talk about.
That's
but
right.
Stay
We can't
tuned.
Stay tuned. That's what we do here. Alrighty. So on the mic with Mike. We'd like to thank you for coming on. And one last time, how can people find you out there?
On social media, we do have a website as well. We're really close to VCU's campus. Most of the time when people Google video games or electronics in Richmond, our store is going to pop up.
There you go. All right, on the mic with Mike. This is part of Bryant and Stratton. So we're here. We kick off the week of Bryant and Stratton. My man Beecher. Beecher, you're going to jump in?
Yes, I am.
All righty. Appreciate Thank you.
Absolutely.
All righty. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is, I can switch it. I can take that seat. And that way Beecher can appreciate it. Thank you. All righty. So, we're coming to you from the Tech Exchange. I didn't know that. All right, when Beecher finishes, we're gonna go around the store some, and that way you can see some of the cool things that they have going on in here. Because I didn't know. I thought it was just games, but you guys have cell phones. You have laptops?
Oh yeah.
You got everything here. All righty, cool. All right, so my man Beecher, Bryant and Stratton. Last time we talked to him, we were over at the lab here. Yeah. So this is a field trip.
Yes.
I even got my permission slip signed. Back in the day.
There you go.
That was a paper one. I wonder, do they even do paper ones now? Or maybe everything's electronic.
I would hope not, because I would love getting that little slip to hand it off to the
teacher. I know. There you go. Because
Uh-huh.
you see the kids who didn't have theirs, they're looking all sad, especially when they were going somewhere good.
Yeah.
Your mom didn't sign. Sorry for you. All right, Beecher, what are we doing here at the Tech Exchange?
So basically, we're at Tech Exchange today just to kind of show pretty much that the Richmond area still has a lot of gamers here. There's a lot of collectors here in the area. Just kind of spread more awareness that things like this do actually exist in the Richmond area.
What are some of the cool things you got going on over at the college?
Well, right now we're getting our Bobcats esports team together.
Okay.
To try to do our team/club. to try to get some competition going on. We're doing some tryouts and things coming up the next couple of weeks. So that's the biggest thing right now.
And so you guys are doing it at the club level here, but at the other campuses, it's full blown.
Yeah, a couple other campuses are full blown competition level, and we're trying to get to that point. It takes a little bit of time, but we will get there.
So what takes the time? Like defining the people, to letting the word get out about what you're doing?
Getting the word out is the hardest part of it. Once you get one or two people actually involved, the rest will kind of fall into place, but getting the word out is always the hardest part to it.
Some of the cool things that you see are going as far as games going right now. What are?
Oh man, as far as the type of games,
Yeah.
I'm personally seeing a lot of first-person shooters, Call of Duty, even still Fortnite. People are playing that. There's a lot of sports things going on right now too. A lot of like NBA coming out, Madden, things like that.
I know. How about the Rocket League?
Rocket League.
Is that still hot?
That is actually still pretty popular. Our Virginia Beach team actually won a tournament. Wasn't first place. Next time it will be, but we won a tournament in Rocket League.
What is something that makes a game good for a league or team wide? Like what determines that? Like I wouldn't think that. All I know is my grandson, and he's 6, playing Rocket League. It comes to, you kind of wonder what does that.
I'm trying to think how to answer that question there.
Okay.
You want to chime in?
One of the things here, that's what happens right here, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, step over. Say, this week, how you doing? Now, all right, really quickly, tell who you are and what you do.
Hey, I'm Rob. I work over in the admissions office at Bryant and Stratton College, and I work with Beecher to help launch our esports program. And I think that I can answer that question.
Okay, there you go.
There's actually a lot of factors that make a successful esports game. Definitely the team play to it. There's a layer of strategy, not just, running and gunning. Games that encourage that kind of cohesion. Games like Overwatch, where all of the heroes kind of complement each other with their skills, and there's certain builds that you can play into that will allow for players to be successful working as a unit. There's also individual esports games that garner a lot of attention, games where you're playing by yourself, say like Fortnite, even though there is a squad mode to that. Playing by yourself is also a viable, way. So there's a lot of single-player kind of strategy going on there as well.
When people look at games that people can play solo and then play teams, can you get better playing by yourself and then playing on a team? Or is it really, you really need to play together as a team for a team to get better?
I think it's a little bit of both. Playing by yourself can increase your understanding of map knowledge, game mechanics, essentially what it takes to be successful in that space. But you're not going to get better at playing with a team unless you're playing with a team. So you can increase your game knowledge by playing by yourself, but playing with people consistently is the way that you build those squad skills.
A few years back, people kind of wondered whether this esports thing would work. It works.
It's $1 billion industry.
It works. And the team aspect is pretty cool because I know a lot of times you're building camaraderie, you're building team building skills, and all those things right there. What was the draw to gaming for you?
Well, I don't know. They got me when I was young. I've been playing video games since I was 5 years old.
Okay, so all right, so certain people, everyone plays video games for a certain part. Then you have the folks who just drop off. And then you have the people who keep going and continue to play. And then they end up having, stuff in stores here. Something was at the house, and it stayed there. You left it at mom's when you left. And all of a sudden, mom and dad look up and like, yo, you come and get this thing. And then you realize that thing is something. that thing is something. It used to be baseball cards back in my day. It was baseball cards.
I think baseball cards are still valuable.
I still have plenty of them at the house right now.
Yeah, I know. And so that was the thing. Alrighty, so what's going on over Bryant and Stratton Esports? You guys got anything coming up that you want to let the listeners know about?
Well, coming up soon, we're going to start having regular meetings within the next week or two.
Okay.
For some of the club members that want to join. We're actually going to be planning a little bit of a cookout for the students there also to come in and grab a hot dog, step into our lab, look around, play some games and stuff like that to kind of drum up a little bit of interest, and hopefully that'll help with our team too.
It's also going to be a bit of a tournament. The winner gets a $50 Amazon gift card. I think we're thinking Super Smash Bros. For the game to be a tournament with brackets and whatnot. So opportunity to, get a little shopping done on Bryant and Stratton.
When do you guys think that's going to happen? Any idea date-wise? Because that may be something I'd like to come in. Because the good part about it is you have the big screen.
Yes.
So I can see what's happening with the game.
Date right now, we have a couple of dates that we're playing with, but we're thinking about the next 2 weeks or so.
Okay, good enough. On the mic with Mike here. We're here at the Tech Exchange. I'd like to thank you guys for coming on. What we're going to do with ladies... Oh, let me turn it back around so you can see me. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look around the Tech Exchange. That way we could show you all the great things happening here. So when you are in need, not just video games, oh no, they have, the real electronics for, people... my ilk who need phones. Do you guys fix screens as well?
No, we don't do any.
Say that's the. I'm not a screen breaker. I've been pretty good now. Alrighty, so here we go. Alrighty, so here I'm gonna turn that. We're gonna turn this. Alrighty, so. So where do we want to start?
Let's start with this wall because
Okay.
this has some serious nostalgic and value as well. Like some of these NES games, like this one for example, Snow Brothers is pretty rare, and that one's $800. But
800?
it sure is.
Maybe that's why it's up high.
Yeah, it's a top shelf, top shelf.
So okay,
game.
so just like when you go to the liquor store.
Yeah.
It's okay. So you are not reaching down at the bottom for that one.
No, sir.
$800. So when a person comes in here, they know what they're looking for. They know that they're looking for that game.
I mean, if they're coming in for that type of quality of stuff, yeah, they do. But a lot of times we have people who are just walking by and see Mario in the window and are like, "What the heck is this place?" and come in, and then I always tell people, do a couple laps. Every lap you do, you're going to see something else.
So what makes a game that popular that it's worth $800?
So it's kind of interesting. Price does not always go with popularity. Sometimes the price value increases due to the rarity of it. Maybe there just weren't a lot of copies of it released.
Okay.
A lot of games that are super, super expensive are terrible games. But their value is up there because they were just the last of their console game that came out or whatever. Just so many variables go in. But a lot of these ones are more expensive because they are complete in their original boxes. So we just say CIB. A lot of our tags will say that. So that means it's got the original box, it's got all the inserts, it's got the manuals. And then if it was just cartridge only, the price would be significantly less. If it was just box, it would also be less. So all of those factors are taken into account when we're pricing our stuff.
One of the things is, so I see Adventures of Yogi Bear, and that's $50. Okay, but then I see the one with Super Mario. It's $349, and I'm having a heart attack at $349 until I think of the one for $800.
Oh yeah, and I mean, if you go on the internet, you're gonna see prices all over the place. When it really comes down to it, all these prices are made up by someone.
Okay.
Someone in the community just decided that, and then a bunch of other people go with that, and then
it becomes a standard.
It becomes a standard, yeah.
Okay.
So it's always fluctuating and changing as well.
Alrighty, so I see you guys got the cords.
Oh, we've got
People
cables,
definitely need.
controllers,
We
all
always
that
need
stuff.
that. Alright, the controllers. Okay. Alrighty, so let's see what you got here. Alright, so the Pokemon card machine. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's been super, super popular with VCU students lately.
Alrighty. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Tech Exchange, and where are you guys located again?
Our address is 817 West Carey Street. We're right near VCU's campus.
Okay, alright, so they have TV, monitors, excuse me.
TVs and monitors.
Oh, okay.
And we've got some TVs that are on sale for $40, $25, $30, super cheap, affordable stuff. And then we've got all of the heavy hitter Pokemon titles and Legend of Zelda games for the portables.
The business of, and this is a business show, the business of electronics, it's huge. I mean, and I guess it grew because all of a sudden people weren't able to get out, and next thing you know, but you said it went nostalgic.
Yeah, it did. We noticed a huge uptick in people who, hadn't thought about video gaming in 30 years, who decided they wanted to feel that feeling and chase that feeling of the first time they played Super Mario World.
Alrighty.
So we've got lots of different cameras and laptops over here. Pop figures, amiibos, MIDI controllers if you're into doing music stuff.
Get the keyboard there. Alrighty. Oh, now we're getting back to the time frame when my kid used to blow on the...
Yeah, which I actually don't recommend because your spit can kind of corrode the contacts. So if your games aren't working, I recommend
possibly
just, like...
because that's what we were doing back in those days.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That was the way to fix everything. Alrighty, and are these drum machines? No.
No, so they're for the game Rock Band. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I'm like, okay.
It's okay. We'll just pretend.
Well, thank you.
It's good.
Monopoly. Okay. Alrighty. And what you got down here on the end? These are the systems.
Yeah. So these are just some of our systems. We've got hundreds in the back, just in different boxes. But this is just a display of some of the retro consoles we have. Then we've got some of the other ones up in the front over here as well. And we have tons of DVDs, Blu-rays, animes, some VHS tapes, all types of wacky stuff.
Alrighty,
VR.
and the machine here.
Yep. Oh yeah, can't forget our coveted Simpsons arcade machine.
There you go. Alrighty, on the Mike and Mike, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. The Tech Exchange is where we are. Make sure you go and check them out. If you have any needs, they will take care of you. You'll see us as well over at Bryant and Stratton. So we'd like to thank you for tuning in. Let me turn around that way so everybody can see. There's the crew right there. Alrighty, folks, ladies and gentlemen, we got to go. On the Mike and Mike, we are the best business radio program around. Take care.